shot, even my ball like I got you. Shoot my shot, 3-point like I got to. And I play defense, I'm too hostile. I don't even wanna score without you, cause I can't even reach for 'em without you. Don't trade you my team, cause I got you. Count it up, 1, 2, 3, 4. I fell in love with a girl like me. Can't get out my head. You try to give me the world to see. I want her instead. She my ball, she my ball, she my ball, she my ball shit. Do you love me for real? I'm cautious. In a cup with a cup, moving awesome. I don't even get drunk, but I'm saucy. She my ball, she my ball, she my ball, she my ball shit. Do you love me for real? I'm cautious. In a cup with a cup, moving awesome. I don't even get drunk, but I'm saucy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Certain in the body, face, waist, and the taste. Full court shot, cause I'm on a wrist tape, but I need a rebound, that's for just in case. Girl, wait, I don't play no games, I just keep my head down and stay in my lane. The honesty and quality that made my name, and I'm sure that they ain't gonna change, but a couple things gonna change with you. I've been playing this game, how I aim and shoot. You a stranger, but nothing ever strange with you. Go away, trying to see me as strange with you. Sorry if I'm direct, I just got a lot of things that's hard to digest. Sorry if that's too strong, I just think that it's right, but I don't wanna do wrong. Sorry if I'm close, I just never felt this way about someone I know. I think I fell in love when I never been good at handling enough.
Yo, yo, yo. I'm just trying to get everything together. Trying some new stuff. What is up, everybody? Say something in the chat if you can. Just trying to get everything right. Let's go. I'm listening to a few good, man.
You already got somebody. I'm still pissed off that it's not me, but I know that I'm toxic, better apologies. But if you got the chance, you might probably end up with me instead. I know I need to move on, but I need you more. I'm like Charlie on the sheet, I'ma keep the score. End up with me, I'm the big man. Camera shutter light. Hit the stands, you can put it up on eBay if I give a damn. I'm like everything, wearing 3 different hats. I feel like I'm changed. I could give a fuck about a can and a can. When the camera gon' focus, it gon' pan to the man. A bandana, tell me how you.
I don't know what that is. That's why I took it down.
Right above my eyes, you a diamond. I almost died from it, but I feel like a survivor. The needs dire. I'm trying to piece out that pie like I need power.
Just getting everything ready.
If I'm talking to the mirror, then it's all.
I don't know what that is. It looks sus though. It looks crazy.
I'm like Duke Dennis if his legs were cut in half. I'm the man of her dreams, but I don't wear a mask. It's an SMP, but this ain't Minecraft. It's the best of 3 if I lose a match. Her body like an hourglass, I like a coffee cup. Swear I need a girl to dab me up and top me up. I know I've been the man, but I keep stating the obvious. The body count been going up the way that I'ma body him. I done got the sauce quick, they wonder where I got it from. Who the fuck else is the one if I'm not the one? Exactly. Pull up to the crib.
I'll be back. Give me a sec. Let me just move some people.
Her always make it worse, but she a baddie. I've been doing great anyway. If you ask me, love a chase, but they never gonna catch me. I'm too in love with your whole body. I know that you already got somebody. I'm still pissed off that it's not me, but I know that I'm toxic. Better apologies, but if you got the chance, you might probably.
Give me a sec. We're sorry, it's taking a little bit. It's taking a little bit. Okay, give me a quick second. Give me a quick second, everybody. I'm gonna notify some people in the original channel, so I might move channels on here. But just stay with me on Twitch. I'll let you know where you need to go, okay? I'll also let you know where you need to go. Here we go. Okay. I am in the SCC class right now. Let me just see if anyone can hear me. Real quick. Okay. Can everyone hear me? I'm not sure. Let me just see what's going on here. Okay. I don't know if I should just go on to which one I should go on to. I'll be back. I'm just testing some stuff out. I know it's taking a bit. Just give me a sec. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing it through this other Discord. So give me a quick second. Give me a quick second. Um, if y'all are in the SCC Discord, we're gonna be doing this on SCC right now. I don't know if y'all can hear me, but we're just gonna try it out. We're just trying out. Just stay with me on Twitch if you're on Twitch right now. I think I could just press this and bam! Oh my gosh, everything is working. Finally have a PC that works. Let's go. Hope y'all are doing well. Hope everything's going. The chat should be working. I've been trying to get it to work. Chat should be working and linked up for everyone in the chat. So that'll be cool. Ball. There we go. We got someone saying ball in the chat. Shout out to George saying ball. Okay, so I'm in the SCC Discord. If y'all are interested in joining, we're going to be doing this specific lecture in here. So I will see if I can just quickly send it in. I sent the link to the SCC Discord in the Twitch chat for everyone who's interested. Today's lecture, because I want to kind of see what everyone's up to. This one's more of a quick lecture because it's like I've realized that there's one main thing that's kind of been holding me back when it comes to content creation. By the way, let me know if you can hear me in. Can y'all hear me? I don't know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me in the chat? Let me know just from an audio test perspective. Can everybody hear me? Yeah, George. That's let me just see, cause I want to double check audio real quick. Can everyone hear me? Is this better? Like, let me know if y'all can hear me. Okay, awesome. Okay. So, let me just quickly go through this. Okay, you're a bit quiet. Okay, let me see if I could turn this up. I don't know if that helps. Yeah, that should help. Yeah, no, it's not quiet. It's definitely probably a little distorted at this point. But we got a new setup. We got a new everything. Super excited. We have everything. Okay, so today we're gonna be talking about something special. Let me see if I can switch. Ooh, look at that. Look at what we did here. Oh shoot, I shouldn't be leaking everything. Let me go back here. Let me pull up the slideshow I made. There's three main things I kind of want to talk about, and I've been getting questions from a lot of different people. Sigma for light. I don't even know what that means, but I appreciate you, Sigma. First time chatter. Let's go. I appreciate you. Okay, so today we're gonna be just teaching some stuff. So there's three main things that I've just been noticing with a lot of my people who are starting out as creators, and I wanted to talk about today the talent gap, specifically how we perceive and entertainment and how we perceive what's interesting has changed, since we kind of grew up to where it is now. Oh, it's Billy. Oh, what's up, Billy? Hope you're doing well, man. I need to fix this, by the way. But basically, I wanted to talk about that. So what I was mainly going to talk about is, y'all know I can't get over this speech drop. Okay. Y'all going to keep trolling me. Okay, so the main thing I wanted to talk about today is the importance of being an entry point. There's a lot of great artists out there. There's a lot of great streamers out there. But the thing that separates a lot of people who do make it from people who don't is an entry point. It's not a lack of talent. That's why you see a lot of people that that specifically, like, they're they're not super like talented in their field, but they make it in. And you see a lot of talented people not succeed. And the difference mainly is an entry point. Before, like in when kind of content and all these things were first starting, there was a stereotype or just a assumption that the person with the most talent would be the person winning. That's why we had American Idol. That's why we had all these different things of people showcasing their talent. And basically, the people who got the most talent or who had the most talent would win these contests, and the people who would win these contests would get opportunities in the music industry or content industry or whatever they were trying to do. There's been a big change since then, and basically that change was instead of focusing too much on talent, we focus now on personality. It's not about who can do something the best. It's who can provide the most personality through a specific thing. And that's what you're kind of seeing with streaming. Like, streaming is not producing the most talented comedians or the most talented gamers, but the people you're watching are the people with the most personality. There's a difference between being good and being interesting. And right now it's the era of interesting because everyone is good at something. So as streamers, or as content creators, the real kind of question is you can become good at what you're doing, but how do you become interesting? What is the entry point for you to showcase your personality so you can connect with an audience? Because being good at something is just not enough. And yeah, that was the big kind of thing I wanted to talk about before we kind of got into people's content and what they were doing. Oh, Gabe's here. Let's go, Gabe. How you doing, Gabe?
You didn't even see me pull up.
I just saw it. I'm trying to manage Twitch because now I'm on Twitch. And I'm trying to figure out, like, there's so many things. Yeah, I'm streaming right now.
Okay, bet.
There's so many things happening right now at once. Hello, what is up?
Okay. Do you have one screen or no?
I have one screen. I have one monitor.
Oh, that's a bummer, bro.
That's
gonna be. All right. So I will tell you a cool little shortcut on PC. If you hold Alt Tab, you can switch to your Windows.
Alt Tab. Ooh, okay. You're putting me on right now. You're putting me on. I got a cool little setup here, but I'm just trying to figure it out. But basically, I was talking about Gabe, the importance of building personality and how that's the most important talent kind of prioritized in this age versus when we were starting out. So it's not about how good you are.
Don't be fake, guys. Just be yourself. I mean, 100% genuine. Be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Don't put on a show. That little kid on the inside, bring that motherfucker out.
That's all you need to do. Yeah, exactly. So the Nightbot is deleting a lot of messages. Y'all are going crazy in the chat. I can't have a normal stream ever, it seems like. But that is that was the first main entry point I had. Yeah. Kid Rohan on Twitch. So I wanted to see before we kind of got into the main 3 points that I wanted to end, because I wanted to kind of go off of I wanted to make this one a simpler lecture because I think that, like, okay, stop with this, Rohan, we're being normal, it's just timing us out for everything. If you were banned from a server and Twitch chat is spamming you, if everyone is the problem, bro, maybe you are the problem. I hate to say that, but, like, why is this conveniently happening with you all the time? Like, come on, man. Like, chill out, bro. Just chill. I know the Nightbot. I don't know what the Nightbot does. I'm not doing it. It's an automated bot, so it's not on me. I'm not playing IT support. I might look like it, but I'm not IT support. I promise you. I'm here to teach something. So if you want IT support, that's for somebody else, bro. I'm just being honest with you. But that's the main thing that I wanted to emphasize before we go into clip reviews. But does anyone have any clips they'd like to share before we get into the main lecture?
Yes.
Okay, bet.
Oh, right now.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get it on. I'm on Twitch on you. Let me open another tab because I just want to watch your stream.
Okay, I got you.
All right, put on my channel.
Hello, we're all trying to have a genuine conversation with a dude named Fentboy Max PNG. The internet is beautiful. I don't have anything against you, man, but I'm just saying, bro. I've had like damn near dozens of messages about, oh my God, someone banned me, someone blocked me, please save me, like from different people in the past like week, and I'm done with it, man. Just
okay,
follow the rules.
All right, I'll show you some of my recent ones so I can kind of get a better grip on how I should make my content.
Yeah, for sure,
All
for
right,
sure.
so I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do this one. Let me find it. All right, here we go. Share my screen. Can I close the chat? All right, you see it?
Yep.
Why did it start? I wasn't ready for it to start. Damn it. All right.
I think that caption is a good idea. I think the idea of like he was getting cockier, he thought he was gonna do it, win, and then not winning is a good punch there. But like there's a like I think out of a clip that'd be a good clip. It's kind of interesting because like some people clip farm to create like a better like clip, but at the same time it's not authentic, and then some people like just go through the whole like stream, find the most highlight clips, and then post that. But either way kind of brings different results. I think for this, like it was like he thought he was gonna win. Just be a little bit more specific with what you're trying to say. But I think there's like one main thing that could move everything beyond just that piece of criticism, because that's just a piece of criticism that can help this post do better. But like the thing that's going to really help bring people to what you're doing is if you have a specific thing you're known for or a specific area of repetition with what you're creating. Like if you're doing the show or if you're doing the gaming, I think that like having like a specific like thing you're known for is going to help you stand out more, because you'll get a lot of clips that you're doing well in, but then beyond that there's a pattern in what people are seeing from you, and then people are like, okay, this guy keeps doing this thing, let me go to his stream to see this thing. So like it's weird because it's like and that's what I mean like when I say an entry point. Like a lot of these people like Kai do a million different things at once because they've kind of built their brand, so like they're exploring these different avenues. But when you're starting out, you can do a million different things, but from a packaging and a marketing perspective, you should make it pretty clear what you're known for. Does that make sense? Like you can
Yeah,
game,
definitely.
you can game, you can do everything you want to do, but it just the main problem that half of us have, because again it's not like we're not talented or we're not like meant for success or we're not capable or not good enough for it. It's more that we have not packaged ourselves in an easy to understand way. And even that's what you're gonna see with a lot of people who got an S at Streamer University, made it out of there, and now are back. Like they can attach themselves to the great packaging of Streamer University, but beyond that, it's like there's not much. Rohan tried to not have his stream derailed. Challenge impossible. Jello says my goat. I appreciate you, Jello. Oh, I forgot to have my face cam. Like I forgot to go back there. Okay, let me make sure to do that next time. Okay, so yeah, I think the main thing is just like how do we package what we are.
Real quick,
You know what I mean?
just to help real quick, you can use the virtual camera on OBS as a camera on Discord.
Oh, okay. Let me.
Yep.
I don't have OBS, so it doesn't show up.
Just
as
turn it. Oh, so what are you using?
Streamlabs. So.
You fucking pussy.
Shit. Okay. Not one of
I-
those. You're an OBS
I'm
guy.
fine,
I know
I'm
you.
fucking joking.
I know you're an OBS guy. So I was on OBS. I could use either. I gotta figure that out. But I'll figure it out. But point being, I think that
The function,
finding your big
You
entry point is gonna really help you take off. Like for example, I'll kind of go into I'll kind of go into my music. Like if I go into, I'm a musician. Like I'm a streamer, but I'm also like a musician. If I go here, and you should be able to see my screen. Let me know if you can. Like if I go here, click this channel, click this video. This is like a video I did pretty well. Still kind of growing. This is my big channel. this is an entry point where I'm kind of contributing to different communities and different kind of things to build my personality. Then that funnels into my music. So this channel is slowly growing. This is all my music stuff. And more people check this out because they've built personality here. But if you don't, like, if you just do the talented or the talent-based mechanism without the personality or contributing to a community, no one's going to want to, like, you're just kind of like doing things in your own bubble, if that makes sense. Like, that's the big thing that I was struggling with before. In order to kind of succeed and really get acknowledgement from communities, it's very simple. It's like human nature. You just need to contribute to communities. And the only way to figure out which communities to contribute to is to figure out what you're interested in. And that's why in one of the earlier lectures, I'm like, hey, just follow what you're interested in. Because if you follow what you're interested in, you're going to literally figure out what to contribute to and what type of content to make that is genuine to you. And once you do that, then you have to like hone in on that and really, really do it. And then after that, you create that. That's going to take off because you have care and interest, plus you put hard work in it, then that's going to bring people to what you do. So, like, understanding the communities, like, it's not even like a niche-based thing. It's like, understand the communities you genuinely like. If you like Kai Cenat's, like, streams, if you like somebody's streams, if you like somebody's type of stuff, like, consistently, then maybe those are the communities to interact with. There's a YouTuber that I liked named Odwin. I would watch his stuff, or I'd love his production, and he did a rap contest, and I trolled that rap contest, this guy right here, and it actually shows up right here. This is me. But I trolled that rap contest, and that was a big moment for me because I interacted with a community that I liked. But I think a lot of what if I'm only interested in only Benjamin? I don't even know what that is. I'm not going to lie. I don't even know what that is. But, like, the big thing is just understanding what communities you're interested in, and we can kind of just workshop it. I don't want to just like tell you something without even, I don't know, just like without even giving you a specific example. So if anyone else has any more clips, I can kind of figure that out. I don't know if the chat's being weird. I'm trying to figure out the chat, but I was talking with one of the okay, it works now. Chat is all working. It's all good. I changed the chat color, but I said the sentence in capital letters. Now I'm the problem. Okay, I don't know what's happening with Nightbot. I'm tired of these Nightbot issues. But I would say that is the big kind of thing. So what I was going to ask, and I'll go into this. Here's kind of the main activity of today, which is it's a 3-step thing that I was talking to one of my friends with. The big way to stand out when it comes to content and all these things is to be unique. And I know that probably sounds obvious, but sometimes when we're sitting here trying to blow up, we forget the most basic thing. In order to create and really create to a level where you're not just succeeding off of a trend that goes away and you're just going like back and forth, in order to really succeed to where you have a fan base that's not going to just leave whenever they like get the chance, is to create something truly unique and undeniable. Like, for example, I'm just starting streaming. If I'm being completely honest with you, this stream setup is kind of unique. It's nowhere close to being unique enough to succeed. And that's why this stream specifically probably is not going to go anywhere, if I'm being dead serious with you. And that's not a bad thing. At least I know that. But I know what to do, and I know how to improve these streams to make them slowly more unique. Because when you truly make what you're doing unique and good in that unique way that you like, then you're setting yourself up for what people call an overnight success. When the right people discover that, then it literally goes from 0 to 100. Like I said, one video took me from 100 subs to 800, 8 times my sub count. One video took me from 800 subs to 12,000 because I was able to make something incredibly unique. But everyone is so focused on trying to catch a trend or trying to blow up or trying to get a certain amount of subscribers, views, etc., that they're just not focused on the right things. Because even if you try to aim and set your goal to get a certain amount of views or subscribers, you might be able to get those views, but it's not going to be, nothing will be indicative of a real fan base unless it's unique. Because if you're just making the same thing everyone else is making, then they're never going to – why would they ever go to you first? Why would they ever choose you first? Why would they ever buy your merch? Why would they ever go to you when you're streaming versus Kai Cenat or anyone else? Why you're always going to be secondary to somebody else if you set yourself up to where you're prioritizing views or likes or engagement first. But if you sit there and put your head down and create something unique, then that changes things a little bit because you can take your time. You can work on something. But when you come back, people will listen. People will pay attention because what you're doing is unique. So it's don't overpromise, don't overpromise, undeliver, but it's literally a game of figuring out who you are, this is the 3-step thing I want to talk about. It's very simple. I put it in slides just because I wanted to kind of emphasize the point further. But it's a very, very simple thing that I think but I want to go through it in kind of an activity-based thing, if that's okay. How do I hide this? Yeah, bam. Okay. This is literally all it is. And JPEG Mafia mentioned this when he was kind of doing his when he got interviewed about it. But there's only like 3 steps to success that we need. And I know it sounds like I know everything. I'm not saying I know everything, but I know how to get results. But it's not easy, but it's simple, if that makes sense. And people overcomplicate it, but it's not easy at all. And that's why I still struggle with it. That's why a lot of people do. It's literally figure out who you are is step 1. So like figuring out who the hell you are is a lifelong journey. But that step, let me just turn this stream on. What's good, Emmanuel? How you doing? Hope you're doing good, man. What's up? I think step 1 is figuring out who the hell you are, because we that's a lifelong journey. But when I say figure out who you are, that means pay attention to what kind of things you create. Pay attention to what you laugh at, what you don't like, what you do like, because figuring out who you are is going to push you to becoming unique. And when you're unique, you're truly unstoppable. You're not controlled and enslaved to an algorithm. But step 1 is to figure out who you are as a creator. The reason I haven't succeeded at live streaming is because I don't know really what type of Twitch streamer I am or YouTube streamer I am, right? The reason I've succeeded in YouTube is because I understand what type of YouTuber I am. So now it's just a matter of scaling that. But I have not figured out the uniqueness and how to translate that uniqueness into what I'm doing. And until I figure that out, I'm just going to be scraping with pennies at the bottom of the barrel of whatever engagement or views or streamer or chatter, whatever it is you want to say. But like, this is step 1 if you're trying to become a streamer. So like, how would y'all describe yourselves? That sounds like a very weird question. But in the chat, how would you describe yourselves as a streamer? I'd love to hear some of that. And in the Twitch chat, we can do that too. I'm obviously the 3-time. Okay, y'all are just. Okay. It's not funny anymore. Like this trolling is just repetitive at this point. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you for. I'm a Sigma. Okay. Well, that's too vague. That's too vague of a thing. Anyone else got anything in the Discord or anything? What's good, Emmanuel? Okay, I'm getting unserious. I'm not getting a single serious answer. Laid back. Okay. Laid back. Go a little bit deeper. Like what about it? The few times I've streamed, I'm very chill. Okay. You two basically have said the same thing. You see what I'm saying? So what about you would separate you and define you more than just being laid back and chill? You see what I'm saying? Because if two people say they're laid back, are you two the exact same streamer? You see what I'm saying? I'm very chill and motivational who can crash out at any minute. Okay. My point is, I'm not saying y'all are not unique, but Ariel, someone else can say that about themselves too. So it's halfway there, but a little bit more specific. I'm the modern version of Diogenes, laid back vibes, but there's a lot of laid back streamers. What do you think? Okay. Can y'all try, like, how about this? Try to describe yourself in a way, in general, that give yourself a description you think no one would have. Whatever it ends up being. Give yourself a description that is true to you that you think you can't describe anyone else with. And it might be hard to come up with this, but like, what is something you can say about yourself that you think no one else can say about themselves? Does that make sense? That's a really hard question. I understand it's a really, really hard question. But I think that this is a good activity. Bandwagon. Okay. Can you give us an example? Perfect. So I would reverse engineer it. I like arguing with people. When I stream, I act like I took 15 Monster energy drinks. I start off crazy, and then the end, I'm usually tired as a mug. That's pretty specific. I like that, actually. That's pretty specific. Every stream, you start energetic, and then you just get lazy. That's so specific that could work as a stream concept. I like arguing with people. Okay, so the example I would say for myself, for my YouTube videos, because I know I've kind of found what I do there, is I create videos based on trolling people that mix trolling people through music-based forms of content that have mixtures of comedy and motivational themes to help people feel more hopeful in life. That's not all I do, but that is one thing I do that is very specific, and because of its specificity, it works. That's what I would say. I feel like maybe the opposite of Joe. You start off tired as a mug, and then you go crazy. I like creating art and being wholesome with a mixture of chaos. I have crash out vibes, but also wisdom vibes, and I try to reflect that in content and music and interesting lyrics. I want my lyrics to be both funny on surface level and hidden deep meaning, like a cake with a fun decoration, but crazy flavor and body. In that I'm very chill at first, but likely will end up laughing like a maniac for whatever reason. Okay, great. These are much better, and I think the more specific we get, the more better. The better it is. There's no perfect, obviously, but this could be definitely a way to figure it out. And if okay, the second activity kind of related to this question before we get into the other two questions. What makes Zooey Papa? If I say what makes you different than Say Dada and what makes you different than Miles, what would you respond to that question with? Because those are two people similar to what you described, I would say, right? Not the same. I'm not saying you're redundant of those two, but I think comparing yourself to people who are doing similar things is a very good way to figure out what makes you unique. Okay? Miles is entirely surface level. Say Dada never drops. Okay, good. That's also a good reason. Like, Say Dada never drops. It's like, okay, I'm more consistent. Now, what separates yourself from like the average laid back streamer? Like what? And it could be something like it doesn't have to just be a personality thing. It could also be a mixture of like, I'm laid back and I'm a musician, so you find me playing my guitar at the end of the stream or something like that. Laid back streamers deserve their. Okay, bro. Okay, that's crazy. But what else? Sometimes I argue with myself. Sometimes people think I'm crazy. Okay. I think like the big thing for me was the point is the more unique you get, the more you're gonna actually succeed with what you're doing. So, like, the reason I was not succeeding is I wasn't combining everything that made me unique into one thing. And now I'm combining like, hey, music, trolling, comedy, plus motivational, plus like storytelling. Like that's combining so many different things into one formula, right? I think that when you the more things you combine into one formula, the more you're going to actually succeed. And you're not going to be able, and it's okay if you don't have the answer right now, right? I'm not saying y'all need to have all the answers, but you're not going to have that crazy blow up you imagine until you find those answers. And it's okay. And that's what I'm saying. Don't be too hard on yourself that you're not there yet, but just use the streams now. Use the streams you have to figure out what you like and figure out what you don't like. figure out who you are. Use the consistent of experience you have to learn more about yourself. Because once you figure out what makes you unique and you put all the infinity stones together into one thing, then for real, so you sit out, you can tell he has location specifics, but I feel like I can do anything and I'm not in a box yet. I can do more on trend beats and troll heavy music. It's more diss heavy, but it'll soon change drastically. How much can I describe about myself? Cozy but chaotic half the time. Okay, so those are soft characteristics. What do you think some hard characteristics are? Like, for example, those are like psychographics, which means like personality traits, internal things. What about some externals? Like, I'm Indian, right? Right? He's like I'm Indian. I'm a musician. These are more like surface level things, not I'm energetic, I'm chill. Which these psychographics are really great for descriptors, but also demographics, like what types of groups you're in, can help limit it down. Like if you're a musician who's laid back, and Cinna might be a non-musician who's laid back. Let's just say her streams are not laid back, right? Then Cinna is going to then someone who's a musician might be more keen to what you're doing, right? So it's like because you drew the line into a specific way, you've distinguished yourself even more. So figuring out what specifically you represent is the biggest thing. And it's hard to figure that out, but artist, animator, and musician who's gender fluent never. Okay, great. These are demographics, I'd say. Culture vulture from Cleveland. Basketball skill, electronic skill, low-key, I need to build my own instrument. Okay. There is, like, using everything about yourself is how you're going to create the most unique thing. 6'2", okay, great. I mean, I keep on bringing up the fact I'm short, and that kind of helps make me slightly more unique. You know, I keep mentioning it. I've done it a lot with the streams. Even in the new Kai Cenat video, that is something that I bring up. So figuring out who you are is the first step. And another way to figure out who you are, which I did mention in the first, I mentioned this in the first lecture I ever did. Like the first lecture I ever did on here, I said, pay attention to what you like, your biggest inspirations, and list what you like about them and what you don't. And that is a great way to figure out who you are. Because if you figure out basically what you like currently, like I really like Nico Amalana's videos, but I think some of them are a little redundant because like they're just copying Mr. Beast ideas. I don't like, personally, a lot of the Mr. Beast videos because there's no real stake in it. It's just money. I love and respect Mr. Beast heavy, right? This is not from a perspective of he needs to change because he doesn't need to change. But this is how I personally feel. I feel like money is not enough of a stake because he just keeps using it all the time, and like there's no real stakes in a lot of his videos, which is not a bad thing. But that's how I feel. That doesn't mean Mr. Beast should change at all. That means I should create content that doesn't do what I don't like, right? And someone could completely disagree with me. Someone could not like my content for a specific reason, and they should be creating something that represents what they like. But you should literally just create the stuff you wish you saw on the platforms. Become the person that you wish you saw on these platforms. But that requires a lot of knowing about yourself and knowing what you like. So paying attention to what you like and who you are is a really big step for this first one. Second thing, I'd say, I know this is a very, very like simple lecture, but that's because I don't want to keep throwing a bunch of information and make people forget it. Second step, it's just a 3-step formula. Make you 10 times yourself. So whoever you are, 10x it. Like become even weirder. I'm on the S. Y'all come to Roland's class and no one comes to mine. I'm jealous. Well, half of the people are trolling, but I appreciate it. Like, a big part of this is like make you 10 times yourself. Whatever makes you weird when it comes to your psychographics, your demographics, become weirder. Like, I literally became a meme rapper, and that helped me because I was able to embrace a weird side of myself that normally I would not have the courage to embrace. And that took me far, right? So making yourself 10 times yourself, don't try to become mainstream, if that makes sense. This was kind of an analogy I was giving my friend when I was talking to him today. And this sounds absolutely crazy, but I truly mean it. If the guy who made heroin, like the drug heroin, right, never worried about if people would like heroin. He just made heroin, and he knew it would sell and do well because it's an addictive drug. And it did well. He just needed people to have it. This is a crazy analogy, but it makes sense. You're kind of making a drug with what your content is. You're scratching an itch that no one has ever been able to scratch. That is your job. When people think, oh, what are you supposed to do with content that's going to solve a problem? Because every business solves a problem, right? You're scratching an itch. That is what you're doing. That's what I'm doing. We're all scratching different itches. But there are a lot of people who like the content out, but something is just not scratching an itch. And that's what you're doing. But you have to get really unique to figure out what itch you're scratching. And the only way I think you'll really find out and become irreplaceable and something people really stand by is if you become even weirder. So I'm saying, like, screw what you think is mainstream. Don't waste time with it. Just become yourself 10x. And ironically, that is going to give you more views and more mainstream attention than becoming mainstream, whatever the hell that means. You need to become weirder to become mainstream. And when I say weird, not in an inauthentic way, who you already are. Like, take the weird of you and express that. So, like, y'all are probably like 50% yourselves on camera currently. Y'all need to be 1,000% yourself. Not only like to 100% yourself, but 1,000 when it comes to it. So turn up that yourself dial, like up a huge notch, right? Like for me, like me becoming a YouTuber, I remember when I was, am I being 1,000 right now? I am not 1,000. I am like maybe 100. Maybe 100. Like maybe 100% myself. Not 1,000. I'm in the middle of something. Give me a sec. Yeah. Maybe 100%. Not 1,000. Chat, remember, smoking opium makes you a better streaming. Hey, Ron, thanks for crashing my car and building. What the hell is happening? Oh, my God. You really changed my life. I appreciate it. I did not do that. But I appreciate it. Thank you for the follow, though, sure, Buggy. So I am not. Tyler, the creator, might be like 800% himself. That's the closest we got, right? I'm not. I am like maybe 90%. I am not even 100. Like, the more yourself you become on camera, the more yourself fit, the more you learn about yourself and become yourself, the more you will stand out. Like, I want y'all to personally, this sounds crazy and sounds radical, but I want y'all to forget about blowing up. You're not no, Marp, you're weird, but there's more weird to explore. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's even more about you that doesn't fit the narrative, if that makes sense. Like, what was I gonna say? Yeah, 10 times yourself is like, you got to figure out kind of who you are and become that. Like, I want y'all to forget about blowing up. I want y'all to just focus on finding out who the hell you are and what you like and creating what you like. And use all your streams. Be consistent. Keep streaming. Keep doing what you're doing, but make the intention of what you're doing instead of trying to blow up, to learn about yourself and learn about yourself as a creator and learn what you like. Use it to experiment, to figure out who you are. Okay, so someone said blowing up is for bombs. Okay, great. That was some great chat. Remember, okay, yeah, we're getting off course there. But does that make sense before I move on to the next point? Very simple kind of strategy here. And if anyone has any kind of fear about how to do this, just let me know. Like, I know it sounds like vague things, so I'm trying to help as much as possible. I'm not just trying to provide easy answers here. Oh, and as I said before, figuring out who you're similar to and how you're different from them. Not even how you're different, but what you don't like about your competitors. Like if Zooey Papa has an issue with Say Dada, who's someone who makes similar music to him, or Miles, then he should be aware of that, and he should not do that. So if you like Kai Cenat streams, but you don't like one part about Kai Cenat, then you should be aware of that and not do that. And you need to keep doing that. You need to keep paying attention to the people that you like and what you don't like about them. Like, it's not even a business. Like, people view this from a business perspective. It's not even a business perspective. It's literally figuring out who you are, figuring out what you like, and the current people that you like and what you don't like about those people. I think the lower level action step is to experiment in your next piece of content and sacrifice your focus on blowing up and see how it feels different. Yeah, I'm experimenting right now. You know, it's a long process, but I'm experimenting right now. Like with the Kai Cenat video, I have a couple more experimentation ideas. I'm experimenting right now, so I 100% get it. But everyone else is good for that. Before we move on to the last thing, when I say that is like I'm doing this double XS troll. I'm doing that whole thing. That is it's a whole experiment. I have no idea how it's gonna do. It is a game of experimenting, and you have to like allow yourself to experiment because it's risky. Yeah, I liked how different that Kai Cenat vid was. It's indicative of practicing what you preach. Exactly. And I mean, that was a step in a different direction. Were you ever afraid of being you? 100%. That's what makes this hard. That's what makes it hard. I've been afraid of being you a lot, but that's whenever you're fearing something, that means you're on the step to discovering something, I think. So when you're afraid of like being you, that's a sign that actually, you know what? I'm gonna be vulnerable for a second. Actually, I have a great example of this. I was always insecure about my acne, right? When I was coming up as especially dropping videos, and that was something that I had, something that I possessed. I was not necessarily proud of, but it was authentic to me because it was something that I had. Now, I was afraid to put videos out for a while because of that, right? I kind of suffered with like not looking at myself the best way. Like, I don't know how to say it, but like viewing my body or how I looked, being insecure about that. And I would do things in my past to avoid showing myself or avoid kind of being on me on camera for that reason. But I ended up being like, screw it. If I am a human being and I'm insecure about this thing, somebody else is also insecure about this thing. So might as well show it, because it's not going to help anyone if I sit here and hide my insecurities and hide who I am, because then I'm just contributing to a problem and insecurity that millions of people deal with instead of helping move that later in the ladder. So that was something of example of me of being afraid of being me. But ironically, something like that is what probably is going to take me farther. Additionally, I'll give you another one. I was so afraid of the Dada thing. I was so afraid of making those kinds of lyrics. So I became a meme rapper. I'm making these graphic lyrics, these weird lyrics about things. And yeah, it was my humor, but I was very afraid of my name being associated with that. I was very afraid. I still am, right? But me doing that, me creating this meme persona because it was something I liked to do, even though I was afraid of being it, I was afraid of expressing that side of myself, ironically brought me the most success. You know what I mean? So, like, there's many times, and that's what you kind of see, there's many times where you're afraid of expressing a side of yourself. But, I mean, it could take you far. Look at Lil Dicky. His whole shtick is having small meat. But he did it. He wore it with pride, and now he's double XL freshman, has his own show. Like, behind your insecurities, behind what you're afraid of, you can embrace who you are. Behind those things is that real opportunity to help people, and I think those are the biggest signs of where you should actually go. I would argue, go walk there. Those are the directions to take. The things that you're scared of explaining. Sketch was in a dark place, but he embraced it, and he's low-key peaking right now. Exactly. Like that's the struggle. Being yourself is extremely hard. Like really being yourself is one of the hardest things. But I never said this was easy. I said it was simple. And I just want y'all to understand that it's simple. It's not easy. It's simple. It's the hardest thing ever, but it's simple. At least you know what to do. Now, like if you become one of one in this world, if you become heroin, people are going to choose heroin over cake. If you we're right now, that sounds crazy, but we're right now, we have the equivalent of making a mid chocolate chip cookie, and we're trying to force this chocolate chip cookie down people's throats. Now that's the equivalent of your stream right now against all the other streamers in the land of Twitch. You're trying to force your piece of content amongst this pool of content when your content is just a nice, decent chocolate chip cookie. The problem is there's a million other chocolate chip cookies. Why would they choose your chocolate chip cookie? So people might have your chocolate chip cookie now, and you might have these little moments of virality, little moments of luck. But once another chocolate chip cookie comes along, nobody's going to choose your chocolate chip cookie because there's nothing other than being a chocolate chip cookie. But if you're like, I'm the only chocolate chip cookie that has, I don't know, this specific unique frosting or sprinkles or whatever it is, this is the one-of-a-kind chocolate chip cookie, suddenly people are traveling all across the state to find the chocolate chip cookie that's available in this town in Ohio or whatever the hell. If you make something unique, suddenly instead of shoving your mid cookie down people's throats, everyone is coming to you because you have a one-of-a-kind thing. So we're always taught blow up first, do this algorithmic thing, and it's bullshit. It's all such bullshit and such a distraction. It's literally a game of just making yourself that unique chocolate chip cookie, and then let me bring Zooey on stage. Making yourself that unique chocolate chip cookie, and then people will come to you.
Yeah, just really quick, I wanted to say this is actually an example of my real life. So I know we keep talking about with content, we want to be heroin, and I think that it works kind of well, but I think that there's a better analogy out there in the sense that you don't want your content to be addictive in the sense that people, they feel like they need it. You don't want people to be hitting your content like they're hitting a vape, because it's a very transactional relationship. Once you stop providing, then people will they will be discouraged and they will leave you immediately. So what I've found, and this is something that I'm trying to implement more in not really my content because it's kind of hard to, but more in my communities and stuff, is instead of being heroin, y'all ever order food over and over again, and after a while the lunch lady knows your name, and you go to the corner store, you get the same sandwich, and the guy's like, Habibi, I get you the usual, that's better than any heroin. And that's the relationship you want to cultivate with your audience. At work, I kept ordering the same egg burrito every day for breakfast because my work has a cafeteria in it, and the dude making the burrito, it's a normal burrito. I wouldn't say anything particularly special about it, but because of the relationship that I was able to cultivate with me and the burrito man, and there's been multiple burrito men, and low key, we're shooting the shit, and that relationship is something so strong, and that is something that you want to try to implement in your content. Where even if you have more simple content, it's not something you can find an egg burrito a lot of places. But when it's made a certain way and there's a certain routine to it and a connection to that, connecting with your audience can allow you to overcome some challenges of not being as unique. Because very few people are one of one in their content. A lot of content is derivative. And as long as you're able to connect with your audience and have a genuine sense of interaction and a genuine sense of feedback, then you're going to be able to have a lot more resilience in terms of if you don't put out, your peak content every time.
I will say, to add on to that, I really agree with that. You're not the thing that needs to be unique is not your content. It's the experience. Mm-hmm. So as an example, before I had kind of a lot of what I was doing, I'm a rapper, right? And I dropped music, and the music was good, but it was not unique enough on its own. Just I would debate Drake's music is not unique enough on its own. Right? But the experience of being a fan of Drake creates a unique experience. That is what's unique. it combines the music with the personality, with everything. That experience of being a fan of Drake is what is unique, not his music. So I was not making many moves with music because I was genuinely not making unique. Like, the music was not unique enough to be one of one. But now that
Like,
we have,
y'all know, like, when you buy an iPhone, right? Like, you the iPhone, it's whatever. It's a brick. It's got some glass. It's got some metal. But when you open that iPhone box, oh brother, that is a luxury box. You go to the Apple store, that is a luxury store. You see that advertisement, that's a luxury advertisement. Everything Apple that is outside of the product, the packaging, the experience, the vibe, the community, the cultivation. There's a lot more that goes into it than just your 1920 by 1080 pixels on your screen,
exactly. So that now the experience of being a fan of mine as a musician is way more unique because it is added to the music that I have, but it's also this Discord. It's also the YouTube. Now, having a YouTube channel for my audience plus a Discord plus music creates a unique experience, whereas music on its own wouldn't. So maybe your streams aren't super unique, but the experience overall has to be unique. That's what I'm trying to say. Shiga, you wanted to say something?
I came in a little late, so feel me. But I heard something about you got to be like heroin, and in the content, I'd want to add on and say like, feel me. I feel like every human is their own unique individual. Like, you just gotta find what makes you unique. Like, we all have our own experiences. We all perceive life through a certain lens. Like, we all have our certain upbringing. You feel me? You just gotta, with the streaming shit, I feel like you gotta dive into yourself, figure out what makes you you, and do that shit with confidence. Cause everyone's unique to someone else. We're all unique to someone in Europe. We're all unique to someone in Japan. You feel me? There's some I done stream that got people in my content from UK, and they're looking at me like I'm an alien. That because they're from UK. So we're all unique. You just gotta find out who you are and be confident as hell in you. You feel me? A lot of self-reflection. That's my thoughts on it so far. But I'm catching up, Rohan. So keep doing your thing, Brody.
Of course, I agree with that. It's literally the game can only be unlocked, and the only problem that we make is, in my opinion, trying to heavy blow up. Like, it's this desire to blow up that kind of moves us farther from it instead of focusing on the right things. Legitimately, if you make the secret sauce, the Krabby Patty formula, and you spend time on making that Krabby Patty formula, make your experience one of one, you will go from 0 to 100. That is all you need. Like, it's not a game of I need to master this out. Like, long term, it's not a game of I need to master this algorithm. I need to do this, this, and that. It's figuring out what makes you you and doing it. And if you truly make something unique, then what do you think we're all doing? Like, when we check on YouTube, we see 50 videos every time we're trying to eat our dinner, and we make a decision because one of them stands out amongst the rest, because it is unique enough in a certain way. Every time you go across your feed of YouTube and TikTok or whatever you're trying to do, you choose to stay on a certain video because it is different than the other videos. Why did you not skip that video? Why did you click that video? Because it stood out. At the end of the day, everything you're trying to do is something that stands out. That is your goal, right? So figure out who you are and stand out. With thousands, if not millions of people trying to be original, there are overlaps. How could you be confident that you are original, that you are unique? Real quick, I'll answer this, then Shiga, you can do your point. But to answer this question, there's a lot of people that are 50% you. There are less people that are 60% you. There are less people that are 80% you. There are less people that are 90% you. And there's no one that is 100% you. That's where you have to use everything you got. Demographics, but most people are not even trying to be themselves. So trust me, like, there's not enough people trying to be original. If I'm being honest with you.
That's what I was gonna say as well. You could you being yourself, fully being yourself, like off camera, how you be with your family. You fully being you gonna be unique because everyone's scared to be themselves. Everyone trying to put out a certain type of persona that they think's gonna fit the image that's gonna get them the views and likes and blow up. Nigga, just be yourself. Fall in love with the process. If it's meant for you, it'll happen. You feel me? That's how I look at it too. So I like that answer, Rohan.
Yeah, and a viral video without, like, a viral video off not being you is like it's like a one night stand. Like, at the end of the day, you got it, but what is it gonna do? It's gonna do nothing.
Burn yourself out.
You're gonna leave you empty. Like, do you want a relationship or a million one night stands and feel empty? Like, it's your choice, but like you're gonna constantly have to put on a mask. Like, you really want to constantly put on a mask every day to achieve a result? Like, that's the equivalent of what we're doing. We're just trying to like what Zooey, how do you cultivate a parasocial relationship? Discord, not Insta and short form. You do not cultivate it from there. Long form, YouTube and Discord. Long form content that requires commitment from an audience will generate a deep connection, which I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be parasocial, but like a deep connection will be cultivated through Discord and YouTube. I'm not saying we have anyway. There's 10 million white boys with my profile, but once people sit down with me, it doesn't feel like there's 10 million with me. Exactly. So here's another point I'll make, even carrying on to that. You might not feel like you're unique, right? Tell me, put in the chat right now if you have a best friend. If you just have a best friend. You chose that person amongst a sea of people. And you're probably their best friend too, I'm guessing, right? They chose you amongst a sea of people because you're what? Unique. So if they were able to choose you amongst a sea of people, thousands of people they've interacted with in their life, why did they choose you? Pay attention to that. You've already had a biggest fan. It might not be with your content. It's with you, but pay attention. They chose you for a reason, right? It's because you're unique. How are you unique? I don't know. Ask your friend. But you chose your friend for a reason too. Think of every single reason. All this game is human psychology. It's not a game of business or analytics or, like, to a degree, all these things are important, but they're slave to the human emotion. The human emotion is not secondary. The human emotion is primary. This is all a game of humans, and you're a human being too. Let's not act like Mark Zuckerberg. We are human beings. So it's very simple. If you've ever been the best friend of somebody, they've chosen you out of a sea of people, just like someone chooses your video out of a sea of people. Figure out why they chose you. Why has everyone liked you? Why do people like you? It's not. Don't be a slave to that information. Oh, congratulations for getting accepted to college, Jay. Congratulations, that's fire, J. Dot. But it's literally a game. Like think about it, and you can even ask your friend in your own time, why are you friends with me? It sounds like a crazy question, but like genuinely, if I think of, like, I have a best friend, if I think of the reasons he's friends with me, they're the exact reasons people rock with my content, and that's because I probably have done a decent job of communicating who I am through that content. I couldn't say the same thing a year ago with my content, but legitimately, like, same with what someone said, Zooey said when he was here, but like, you're unique to a lot of people already. Just figure out how to make it so someone can someone can create that connection with you without you having to meet them. And that's what your content's doing. Exactly, Phantom. Find a best friend that you can reference off of. What makes each other best friends? What characteristics, traits stand out that make me unique? Think of your hot takes. This is one I love. I love this. What are your hot takes in anything? I can give you some hot takes I got right now, right? Like, think of your hot takes. What are your unpopular opinions? These are good. I'm not telling you to change your unpopular opinions. I'm saying to listen to yourself. If you want to think of what makes you unique. Chick-fil-A is the Taylor Swift of fast food. Good. If you make a clip saying that or whatever, that could be a clip, right? I'm not telling you to be inauthentic. I'm telling you to dig deep into who you are so you can be authentic and weird. Because there's a way to do it. And on your path to becoming weird, you will blow up. That's my true. I mean, look at Tyler the Creator. Like, things are just different nowadays. Like, people prioritize different things. So figure out who the hell you are and stand on that. Stand on whoever the hell you are. If you're like a nice person who doesn't insult people, stand on that. Like, whoever the hell you want to be, figure out who it is, stand on that. That's what I mean here. And third is just finding who likes you, which is one of the hardest parts. Figuring out the audience that likes you is if you like what you're doing, then you're one of the people who does like you. Pay attention to what circles you consume content in. This is how you have to understand the landscape. It doesn't mean you necessarily have to become slave to the landscape, but you need to understand the landscape. Like I was talking with my friend today, right? He posts these high quality review videos, and he's like, he wanted them to do better, and I was like, you should try YouTube, because when people are on YouTube, they consume differently than if they're on TikTok or Instagram. When people are on TikTok or Instagram, they want a quick hit of dopamine. When people are on YouTube, they're more likely to immerse themselves in the world. It's just two different types of platforms. So pay attention to your mindset when you consume. Like, what are you looking for? If I'm gonna be honest with you right now, dead honest with you, this Kai Cenat video is not doing as well as I wanted it to. Being dead serious with you, right? If I'm being vulnerable with you for a second, and I'm gonna explain to you why. This video right here, not doing as well as I wanted it to. Reason is, if I think about it, if I click this video, this is Kai Cenat Streamer University that millions of people applied to. I love it. If I click the video, I love it. Problem is, if I was not me and I didn't know who I was, I would not click this video, because I do not think the thumbnail is enticing enough, right? And that's all about understanding the people who like you. I think if I was an unbiased viewer and I saw a random person write how I trolled Kai Cenat, I might click it, but especially with this thumbnail, I might not, because it's just not enticing enough. So that's I think my Achilles heel. I changed that thumbnail, that video is going to go crazy. But I have to separate myself from this situation. Obviously, I made this piece of content, so it's super exciting to me. But if I was not me and I didn't know who the hell I was, and I saw someone post something like that, I don't know if I'd check it out. But I want to be able to make something where it's, I'd immediately check it out. So this is paying attention. If you don't feel like you fit in, it is the environment that you are that is affecting you. It is way easier and better to change your environment than change yourself to fit in the environment. What I will say is, if you don't feel like you fit in a lot, that's a really good sign you're unique. That's a really good sign you're going to make it in content. Like I never felt like I fit in at all. That's a good sign. That's a really, really good sign when it comes to succeeding, because that's your whole point. So be very careful of that. Like, if you don't feel like you fit in, that's a really good sign. But pay attention. All you have to do is pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to why you don't feel like you fit in. What are the reasons?
Nah, literally.
You can find out so much information by sitting in silence and learning about yourself and thinking about why you like things. All the answers are within you, not on some alpha male podcast. They're literally right in front of you. You just need to learn who the hell you are. That's the biggest struggle of all of this. And yes, you see people get a quick little 2 million views, a quick little viral video here and there by not doing this, but it never lasts. It puts people in situations where they're like the backpack kid, where they have to constantly be one meme that doesn't represent who they are. Or it ends up not even monetizing or lasting. Every single person you are inspired by and you are actually a fan of, you are a fan of because they are unique in a certain way. Pay attention to every single person you're a fan of. Why are you a fan of them? I can guarantee that not a single person you're a fan of, is one guy with one viral video. One person with one viral video. One quick hit. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. So why are you trying to become the guy you would never even be a fan of? You would scroll past the person you're trying to become, because that person is just a viral hit person. Like, we don't even like these people. Why are we trying to become people we don't even like? Become you, because that's the only... Like, I look up to Dante because of how himself he is. Do I agree with everything he says? No. But I like him as a streamer because of how himself he is. I look up to Kai and Agent because they always elevate their ideas. Great. So now I know 2 things about myself. My streams should elevate ideas, and I should be myself. I've learned so much off of 2 people I like. Next one. I like Duke Dennis because of how mature he is. Great. I should be mature too. Take pieces from everyone you like and create the perfect streamer and become the perfect streamer. And then once you become that perfect streamer, pay attention to how people consume things so you're in the right environment. Because one post can flop on Instagram and it can do crazy on YouTube, because the mindset people enter when they're consuming YouTube is different. So you just have to be very, very aware. If you could set yourself up and make a commitment to be very aware for the next 100 days when it comes to the music you listen to, If you're a musician, when it comes to the music you listen to, if you're a streamer, every time you watch Kaya's streams or your favorite streamer from now on, pay attention to why you're watching. Pay attention to what makes you click off. If someone's stream is, you suddenly click off someone's stream to say, let me try another one, think of why you did it. It's literally a game of learning about yourself. That's all this is. That's the one thing. If I could give myself, if I had nothing and I started from ground zero, if I could give myself one piece of advice, it's discover yourself to the ultimate. Discover what you like and everything about you. Discover how you consume content. Discover everything about yourself. Just keep asking yourself questions every time you do something. Why did I choose to drink this coffee? Why did I drive all the way to Starbucks when I could have made coffee at home? Not in a judgmental way, but think. You're going to learn about yourself. And a huge part of who you are is your subconscious self. It's the person you never speak about. It's the person who pulls most of the strings, makes most of the decisions you got. But it's the person you never speak about. That is one of the, it's a whole half of you that most people are not aware of. If you figure out your subconscious and how that acts, subconsciously, I'm pretty lazy. I didn't really know that until recently. I should know that. Even though I work hard, subconsciously, I'm pretty lazy. I look for the easiest way out. Okay, that's important. Subconsciously, I might be more emotional than I put onto, right? These things, but they're not bad things necessarily. The reason XXXTentacion, the rapper, was so powerful when it came to what he was doing, because he mixed his subconscious thoughts with his conscious thoughts. And actually especially focused on his subconscious thoughts. And that's why he was so incredibly relatable to a certain group of people and created a cult fan base. Because he wasn't speaking with his thoughts. He wasn't speaking with his brain. He was speaking with his heart.
Oh, yeah, can I say
what's
something?
Up? What?
You've said this before. I remember I saw a short from you, by the way, where you said that you can utilize laziness and reach for the fruits instead of the candy. If you move the candy away, so basically, if you learn from yourself, you can utilize it in a way, right?
100%. And to carry on to that, what he's referring to is a motivational podcast that I started around 3 years ago, where I just give advice on motivation. Now, Jabber wouldn't have gotten that piece of value if I sat there and was like, I'm just a rapper. Let me just do what rappers do. But I was like, screw it. I like motivational content. Let me make it. I went out of the box of what I was supposed to do to be weird, and that created a something that Jabber remembered. Jabber's a human being. Jabber has a lot of things that he could remember. He chose to remember that because I chose to be weird. Do you see what I'm saying? This is an example of the impact of it. I went out of the box of what I was supposed to do, and I made a piece of content that was completely different than what a rapper is supposed to do. And it was memorable to one person, right? That I'll say that to kind of add on to that. You can use your laziness in your favor. You can use a lot of these things in your favor. So it's literally a game of figuring. I just want people's priorities to change from blowing up. I know we all want to blow up, and I have a little bit of it, and I know we can't completely get rid of it, but change and really understand. If you don't know who you are before you blow up, it's not going to last. Just really ingrain that in your mind. You're not going to be able to really win and be free. You can either you're not going to win in a free way if you blow up and you're not, and you don't know who you are. So figure out and the most guaranteed way to blow up is to figure out who you are, and then use who you are to create your secret sauce, and then bam, you're here, you're there. That's all it is. It's literally a game of if I figure out who I am as a streamer, I can make unique streams. If I make unique streams, people will prioritize me over other streamers because I provide something different. If I do that, then bam, succeed. But it's very, very hard to be unique. It's a long process, but it's simple. That's all I want to say. But those are my 3 points. Anyone else got anything else to say before I
got some.
Yeah.
I got something to say, man. I feel like saying it's hard to be unique is gonna discourage some people. I want y'all to really understand, y'all are already unique. Just dive into yourself. Like he said, y'all all got the answer to everything. Y'all are the key. bask in the boredom. Ask yourself the hard questions and bask in it, and then you'll find out how you're unique, bro. I promise you.
Yeah. But I invited everyone if they wanted to say something because it's that
I had a question for you though, Rohan. Actually, after looking at your YouTube,
yeah.
so you're new to YouTube? Like you started 9 months ago?
I've been doing it for 8 years, but I started a new channel around 9 months ago.
Oh, okay, makes sense. Cause you're killing this channel, bro. You're going crazy. I was
Thank you.
gonna ask you though. I seen on the you had 140K views on that one video the 2 months ago. If I were you, bro, I'm redoing that whole video like a couple times and seeing how I could redo that because you see it worked.
Yeah,
Real
no,
bad.
I'm working on versions of that, but you got it. It has
Yeah,
to be
literally.
slightly different. Like there's
Of course,
there's
that's what I
pattern to
mean.
it.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean. That's what I mean.
It's a
like,
whole-
like you see that work, so like try to innovate it and do that
Exactly.
same type of video again, though.
I already
You
got
feel me?
I already got like a lot of those plans, so I'm gonna keep
Okay.
that up. But
See, I didn't know this was your other YouTube, so that's why I was like, if you were newer to YouTube, I was gonna say like, 'cause the way I look at it, like I know that's gonna work again. But if this your probably know what you're doing, so feel me, keep doing your thing, bro.
no, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah. So like that's a format that is very unique to me that I do, and it allows me to kind of try my different skills. There's gotta be a way to do it. And a way to but that is one of my secret sauces. You can still innovate and make others, but finding the secret sauce takes time. It's a mixture of knowing yourself and knowing your environment. But once you find like 10 of those, you can retire.
over.
You can retire. It's done. Like
It's over.
like Castanet has this mafia-thons. Someone else has their big thing here. Like people are known for things. You don't have to be known for just one thing, but before you're known for two things, you're known for one thing. You see what I'm saying?
Nah, yeah.
But you don't have to
Yeah,
fake
they're
it.
gonna be-
You don't have to fake what it is. You just got to figure out who you are, and
literally.
get that done. So that's what I was
Literally
saying.
just be yourself and literally be yourself and post everything on social media. I promise you'll figure it out. Like one thing, there's something that everyone can do that will have them go viral. That's something that's just like their thing. I
Mhm.
swear. But you gotta you gotta be putting stuff out. The only way to find it out is if you put in your content out. You gotta keep putting it out till something hit, and then you'll know.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's all I got. But appreciate y'all so much.
W Rohan, man. W Rohan. I think just dropped in and started moving like I'm teaching too. But
Hey,
W
man,
Rohan.
no,
man.
I appreciate it so much, man.
Nah, of course, bro. I liked what you were saying.
What about perfectionism? Someone said, "Hey, perfectionism. It's a lack of information." Yeah, you want to say what you're saying?
I was about to say, yeah, perfectionism. That is a whole what the word I'm looking for? That is not even real, bro. Because it's it's only gonna be perfect to the eye of the beholder, and if it's perfect to you, it's not gonna be perfect to everyone else. So you're wasting your time. I'm gonna be honest. Like whoever, you don't fall for that perfectionist trap. Like even if it's perfect for you, it's gonna be shit to someone else. Feel me? There's 7 billion people in the world, so don't fall for that. Don't try to make it perfect. If it's good for you, try to make it good and get the content out there, bro. I feel like when people say perfection, they're thinking about how other people view it, and they want to make it like no errors at all. Like the best step
Yeah.
to do is just get it out there and take the feedback and then improve from there. You know what I'm saying? See what does good and then keep improving like that. That's what I'd say.
And if you break down, the funniest part about it is if you break down why you like things, you have never liked anything because it was perfect. Because perfect means, like, when you're a consumer, perfect means, like, to your expectation, it fits all your needs. Like, it's all up to your expectation, but you never, I think, like anything because it's perfect. You like it because it's valuable. Like, it's really good. So, like, the perfection is really ignorance. Like, again, you have to always go off your own human emotion because that is the most realistic emotion you can depend on, right? But like whenever you're caught up by perfectionism, it is never something you've felt when you've enjoyed any other video. So you're just trying to get people to enjoy that value. So that's what I'd say.
I say like people fall for like every time I hear someone that says like they're perfectionists, it just like limits them because like you're just not gonna get your content out. Like, because no matter how perfect you make it, bro, you're not gonna get the results you think, bro. The only way to get to that result is start that journey and just start pushing the content out. So that's why like when people start saying that, if you're a perfectionist, try your best to not be a perfectionist. I'm telling you, that's a whole trap in itself. And like he said, it's ignorance. There's no such thing as perfect, gang. Even if it's perfect to you, it's gonna be shit to someone else. Perfection is subjective. So feel me? So regardless of what, just get the main point is getting the content out there, seeing what does good, seeing what does bad, and just keep adapting your content and moving on. Feel me? To
Yeah.
find that, like he said, that special sauce.
Yeah.
Can I speak just a little bit?
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, yeah. Uh, this whole part of the conversation that I've been in, I've only entered like 10 minutes ago. But the topics he's been on about right now, the perfectionism, it reminds me of this quote that I've heard a few times before, and it's usually said that failure is always a learning opportunity. You shouldn't be afraid to fail. For example, when you ride a bike, you shouldn't be afraid to fall over and to start again. It's the same for many other parts of life, including building a successful business or a successful career. Learning is all. Failure is always a learning opportunity. That's what I've heard before.
Nah, literally, bro. Cause anything that's worth getting, I promise you, they fail countless of times, bro. Anyone you see in a certain like position, even Kai Cenat, anyone, they've went through a process that had like a trial and error type of vibe. Like they went through a trial and error where like you're gonna fail, bro. It's inevitable. You can't be scared of failure. You gotta embrace it. To get to where you want to get to have that, like whatever vision you have for yourself to get there, you're gonna fall over, gang. There's gonna be obstacles. Life's full of adversity. But it's those who are able to master resilience to keep standing up and tell themselves, like, yo, I'm going to get there regardless. Build that mind system in their head to let them keep going. Are those who are going to inevitably hit where they want to hit.
Yeah, because they try so often. They try so often that
Of course,
they
bro.
try so often that yeah, it's guaranteed. Eventually, it's guaranteed that they'll get to where they need to be in
Literally,
life.
bro.
Yeah.
Certain skills I done seen, like, feel me, like, say, like, sales and, like, wholesale real estate. I done seen so many people try certain shit, and they'll look for the instant gratification, and they'll get into it, and it will not work, then they'll give up. But they wouldn't know if they would have kept going, like, 2-3 weeks more, they probably would have got it and would have been 10x in their money, but they didn't believe in themselves. They're scared of that failure. But you're supposed to fail, gang. Like, even if you posting your TikTok videos, I don't know how to tell you. It's supposed to flop. Feel me? It's supposed to. Nothing's gonna be some easy walk in the park. That's why you guys fall in love with the process and have trust in the process. Like, for me, this shit gonna work.
And it has to be and aim for being unique, because when you're unique, you can stand on your own. When you're it's the most reliable strategy out there. If you try to do anything else, it's gonna work sometimes, it's gonna work other times. But being one of one is the most reliable strategy, because you will stand alone to succeed and to fail.
I think people we see as perfectionists have actually failed so many times to reach that status.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%. Like,
I feel, ooh, y'all about made me tear up, bro. Y'all about made me hype, cause I feel everything you're saying. I feel like what you saying, what Sugar's saying is facts. It's okay to fail. I'm trying to. For me, I'm trying to figure out how to build my own community. Like, I know I got a gift. I know I'm different. I know I have a disability. I'm very motivating. So I'm trying to build my whole community around that. Just inspire y'all, inspire other people to keep going. And y'all make me, hearing what Ron said, it's okay to fail. You're going to learn from it. You're going to keep going. Don't give up. Keep on going. If you get 0 views on a video, who cares? You posted a video, that what matters.
exactly.
Word to bro.
If you're trying to become unique, you're never failing. You're just learning.
Yeah.
Like if you're this is like also like the 1%er mindset versus the average mindset. If you're trying to be like an average streamer, you're actually going to have a terrible life, because you're always going to be in this rat race of how can I get the best return from the best shortcut that I can make, the least amount of effort, the best return. But if you're trying to become the best of your kind, then that is different. You're going to be completely accountable, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if a video doesn't do well, because that means I have to do better. If a video does good, that means I have to do better. No matter what, I have to do better. Like that mindset means that you're focused. Like use the blow-ups, use the results as information to fuel the purpose, but the purpose is not going to change based on the results. That's what I'm trying to say. People are a slave to the results of how well something does when they have absolutely no results. And I'm not trying to diss them, but it's like if you have one video that does 2,000 views and one video that does 500 views, you're still irrelevant. Like, both of those numbers are so low. And when I say that, it's not a diss. It's to myself too, right? I have 16,000 subs. It is a lot of subs. But from another perspective, it's completely irrelevant. Meaning that I shouldn't be super caught up with what I have currently, because there could be something new that I discover that gets me to 300,000 subs or 3 million, and then that 16 in hindsight looks stupid in comparison. So my point is, don't get too overwhelmed by, oh, I should stop doing this style of content because it doesn't have as many views as this other. Like, don't use these views to dictate, because none of y'all have enough views to actually determine what you should be doing, including me. Like, we're all, like, in hindsight way too irrelevant to let views command us like we're slaves. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
that's relevant. Yeah, like, and just because you just explained all of that, but there have been people in this world that even by going by those kinds of views, they became relevant, they became famous. But that doesn't mean that it'll happen to us. There are many ways. Sometimes there are many ways for us to become relevant somewhere where we want to be. But many times it's us that it's gonna be us. We need to work towards that. We need to be the ones that put in the effort. And lately, at least from my perspective, I've been seeing a world that is focused on shortcuts and seeing where they can get the quickest amount of engagement, interaction in a short burst of time, in a short amount of time. They never build up to the long term. They never do this or do that. They prioritize short-term ideas, short-term solutions that never actually gets them anywhere relevant or more permanent in the end. And I see that there have been many times where I've seen things and I haven't gotten a strong reaction out of them. And now that I think about it, well, yeah, it didn't motivate me to change too much. But now that I'm sitting here, hearing about things that it isn't the first time I've heard about this, but it makes me reflect on who I am and who I can make myself work towards, in the future.
Yeah. Awesome. Someone said, I'll be crying about this, I want this, but I'll make it eventually, just waiting on your timing. All of us, like, we can make it. We're just not ready yet. Like, we need to make ourselves ready. That's the point I'm trying to emphasize. It's not that, like, luck is a little bit powerful, but over a 10-year span or a 5-year span, luck is not that powerful. It's mainly making yourself ready. And most of us aren't ready, including me to a large degree. Like, even though some people in here were looking at, like, what I did with YouTube and, like, oh, it's successful, in perspective, I'm not ready. And every failure reminds me that I need to become more ready. And yes, you don't have to be 100% ready to succeed. You're going to get some successes before you're ready. But
Yeah,
you're not
small.
ready. Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
One day we're unknown.
Small. Some.
Yeah.
Sorry for trying to speak on top of you, bro.
No, you're good.
Yeah, but also sometimes it's better to have a smaller scope, just to make us to have a small perspective on a smaller area at a time where you're trying to grow, instead of just focusing on the whole wild world in the beginning, because you've talked about that before. It feels overwhelming, and it almost feels like you want to quit right away. When your perspective, when the way you're doing things could be better,
Yeah. Exactly. So we should just commit to helping us become ready mentally, content-wise, everything. And if we commit to becoming ready and help each other become ready, I think everything will change.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, that's everything for my lecture. I appreciate y'all. Hope this was helpful. I know it was only 3 things, but I wanted to keep it more simple because spewing a bunch of information would be just random. I'd rather do these classes where a bunch of people are just in a chat together like this instead of me just talking, because it's more, it's better this way. It's
more immersive overall.
Ariel said I need some motivation, Rohan. Like, all I'm trying to say is, Ariel, like, we're all kind of in this whole sea is a sea of testing. Like, you have to test to figure out who the hell you are. That's what we're trying to figure out, not trying to get it. All the views you get do not matter right now. They're probably going to do nothing for your career. Even if you get 10,000, 100,000 views. I know friends who got 300,000 views on something. It changed absolutely nothing for what they did. It's just there, right? Like, everything you're doing right now is not going to probably do much for you. The most important fans you'll actually gain are probably through this Discord, because you're showing yourself. You're interacting in these calls, and you're being yourself more than you are on social media. So you're going to get a lot of real fans and connections through these Discord servers. But other than that, it's going to feel like it's a void until you figure out who you are and until you have a good grasp of who you are. So just keep trying to figure that out, because I was doing this for 8 years and 10 years of failing. But the only thing I would have changed in my journey was I would have not focused so much on blowing up and just focused on who the hell I was. I was so quick to forget who I was and discount who I was because a big freestyle trend happened or this trend happened, and I just jumped on the trend because like, oh, I want to blow up, and that always took me 2 steps behind. Like, it's, you know, and I never blew up for those, by the way, and those were never actually took off. Every time I tried to hop on a trend, you know. So it's literally like just figuring that out. Identity first. Yeah, one of my songs got 175K views, never did a dang thing to my growth. That's what I'm saying. People don't, views, all this stuff it doesn't matter that much anymore unless it's attached to who you are. The only reason I went from 800 to like 12,000 and got a decent fan base is because the videos that blew up were me. Like, they were me. So that's why it worked. I also had another freestyle I did 2 years ago where I freestyle rap for somebody and rhymed Giganotosaurus or whatever. 100,000 views. Nothing came of it. I had a video go viral on Barstool where I danced to Travis Scott's Fiend song. More than 3 million views. Nothing happened out of it. Because it wasn't completely indicative of me. It was a mid chocolate chip cookie someone enjoyed for that period of time, but it wasn't unique. It was unique enough to blow up, but there's a difference between being unique enough to blow up and unique enough for someone to go out of their way to connect with you. That's a whole different level. So aim for that. I understand that I'm a guy with a disability that wants to motivate people. That's great, but that's only half of who you are. Like, even the motivational thing is only half of what you are. There's more. What if you specifically like a game, T? There's a game you always play. What if you specifically like a type of food? There's a food you always eat. There's more to you than just that. That is cool. That's great. But again, there's more to you. I had to dig really deep into who I was to get to where I am. That's great. Like, y'all probably have understanding of like the 30% of what you are, which is true, but there's more. And trust me, the nuances matter so much. What if your favorite game is what you forgot to mention, and you start playing that game and then you take off? Because now you're the guy with the disability who wants to motivate and inspire people who plays this game. It's even more specific. So that's what I'm saying. You got to dig deeper. I'm still trying to dig deeper into who the hell I am, right? But you got to dig deeper. That is the mission here. That is the intention. That is the thing that matters the most. You know. So I need to get this chat working. But yeah. There. Oh, the chat wasn't even working on here, but yeah. There we go. Okay.
Yeah. I do have one quick question. This because I know you're also streaming this on Twitch. After the stream is over, the stream will it remain on your Twitch page?
Yes.
So
yes,
whenever I feel like I need to remind myself,
it'll be on YouTube
of
too.
where to start,
it'll be on
where
YouTube.
to keep going. Oh, YouTube. Right.
So.
Thank you very much, man.
Of course. But most lovely dub playing Fortnite and 2K and everything, and I'm good. I played a variety of games. Think about obviously you play a variety of games, but what do you like? What game do you want to play the most when you look through your library? That's what I'm saying. Think about what you like. Like, just analyze yourself like a science experiment every single day. That's the key to winning in anything. And no one talks. I'm so pissed off no one talks about this as a thing. I went and asked Ludwig, Dante, Agent, all these people for advice, and no one said anything like this. And all of them did what I'm talking about. All of them did what I'm talking about. Like, all the legends did exactly what I'm telling you, but none of them are talking about figuring out who the hell they are. Because that's what all of them did.
Literally. W. Rohan, man.
So, I'm telling you the thing that everybody did who succeeded, but no one talks about for some reason. They just say keep going, but there's a lot of people who keep going and don't make it because their cookie has shit on it and they're just shoving it in people's throats. Of course, you could shove a cookie with shit on it in people's throats for 10 years and it's not going to work. And that doesn't mean you're not meant for it. Figure out make the cookie unique. Maybe the cookie's actually so uniquely shit that it works. Do you see what I'm saying? What the hell did I walk in on? You see what I'm saying, right? But if you're average and you're pushing average things to people for 10 years, that's kind of what Dada was. It's so bad it's good. Like my meme rapper was unique, right? But if you have something that's average and you're pushing something that's average down people's throats, you're always going to be one step behind. And you're going to 10 years are going to go down the line and you're going to be like, what the hell, man? I wish I was in a different place. But if you just put your head down and figure out what makes you great and make that undeniable, then you're saving time, you're more efficient, your mental health's going to be better, and you're going to win more.
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about that, it's so uniquely shit that it works. Dada was your meme persona, you still use him, a meme rapper. That reminded me of Miles. The guy makes music that is ass, trash bag records, and just the way he was doing things, the way he was promoting, the way he was doing everything, it set him up for success.
It's unique.
The guy did a song with Ye. Yeah. He was the best part of a song, of a Kanye song.
Exactly.
You don't say that every day. And Miles being the best part of a Kanye song.
And there's a difference, as I said in the beginning of the lecture, there's a difference between being good and being interesting. People used to win off being good. Now people win off being interesting. But, like, obviously not bad people, because bad people always lose in the long run. They lose their fans. But, like, people win off being interesting now, like personality. So, like, that's why someone like Miles wouldn't have won 20 years ago, but now is winning. And that's because, like, the people are like, okay, so what? You can sing this cover of a song. None of us sit here and click a cover of a song that someone can sing that's really good. There has to be a twist to it. It has to have some personality. You see what I'm saying? We don't like the rappers we like because they can rap good. We like it because of what they talk about. Or the sounds they make. Yeet doesn't even talk about much in his music, but his personality is reflected in the inflections that he uses. We choose personality every time nowadays when it comes to the content that we consume, the music we consume, everything. So if you don't figure out your unique personality, you're always going to be one step behind. So focus on that instead of trying to blow up. That's all I'm trying to say.
Right.
Make
so
the best shit
I do have
possible.
another. Oh. Right. So I do have another one question that I didn't remember earlier. So at least for you, how did you start to figure out who the hell you are? In your perspective, where did you start? Where were you able to find your footing and work from there? For me to get also to be able to visualize sort of where I am and how I can do things in general, how I can start myself, how I can start by myself,
Okay. I think I'm just checking the stream works. Okay. Yeah. I just paid attention to literally the best question I could give you. What's the perfect blank? What would be the perfect? Okay, let's just say for content. What's the perfect piece of content you'd want to see on your YouTube feed that if you were not you would love? Sorry, no. If you were not, if you did not know who you were, you would love. So pretend like keep the same taste you have. Whatever you like in life, keep that. But pretend whatever it is. Like, okay, I'm gonna give an example. Let me pull up my Kai Cenat video. This is how I can figure out what's the problem with this video, right? I need to make a piece of content to where I didn't even share my screen. My bad. Let me share my screen.
It's fine. It's fine, bro.
Okay.
You're good.
So I need to make a piece of content to where if I was not me, I would click on it. I would click on this video if I was not me. I would click on this video if I was not me. I might click on this video if I was not me. I might click on this video if it's not me. But it's not unique enough of a thumbnail and title. Now, if I watch this video, I would love it. I'd love it because I know this. even if I was not if I didn't know who I was, I think I'd love this video because it's an excellent video. But I think I wouldn't click on it. So view
at least in
everything.
terms of production, yeah.
View everything from the perspective of if you didn't know and had any connection to who you were, would you enjoy this piece of content, the whole experience? So pay attention to what you like, pay attention to what you don't like, and make the pieces of content, make the music, whatever you do, make the thing that if you were not you, you would love. Don't worry about anyone else's opinions. No, you can use other people's opinions, but use it. It always comes secondary to this. But don't also separate yourself from what you're creating too. Like, because you're biased because you made the thing, right? But remove that. Would you enjoy this? So it's the unbiased you. The most important opinion in the world is the unbiased you, which sounds weird.
Almost like a blank slate. Almost like a blank slate.
So if Rohan, who still likes Travis Scott and Big Sean and stuff like that, found Kid Rohan's music and Rohan was not Kid Rohan, would Rohan enjoy Kid Rohan's music? And Rohan had no connection to Kid Rohan. If he found Kid Rohan randomly on YouTube and saw this video, would he enjoy it? The chances are he kind of enjoy it, but it wouldn't be wowzers. It wouldn't be like a big thing. And that's exactly why my music hasn't taken off yet. The experience isn't unique enough for Rohan, who is not Kid Rohan. Do you see what I'm saying? So, like, would Rohan enjoy this video of trolling this producer contest if Rohan didn't know who Kid Rohan was, saw this random video on his feed done by somebody? Then would Rohan click it and enjoy it? 100% yes. That video did 800,000 views. Right? Like, there's a pattern here.
Yeah.
But if you listen to other people's opinions, you're also going to be one step behind. But if you listen to your biased opinion, you're never going to understand it either. It's neither of those. It's listening to the unbiased version of yourself, the blank slate version of yourself. This is the way to win in everything. And train that muscle, train that perspective every day. Look at your content, look at your music, look at your posts, and be like, if I was J Dot and I didn't know who J Dot was, and I saw a guy doing exactly what I see right here, would I continue to watch this TikTok? And maybe probably the chances are no. So how do I make that TikTok engageable for J Dot if J Dot wasn't J Dot? That's all I'm saying.
Right. This will help me reflect. I'll go check when you have it up on YouTube too.
Yeah.
I'll go check it as many times as I need to make sure that I understand it completely, because sometimes it's one of these things I might not understand right away, but it's one of those things that come with also coming of age, maturing over time, understanding concepts that I might not understand now while I'm 16 years old, but maybe in 2 years down the line, it may be a walk in the park to me. It may be completely different.
100%. But that's what I got. Like, and I think that's the winning perspective. I just need to implement it more. Like, but that is the answer. No one talks about it, but that's how everyone has succeeded. They've just made something interesting enough to the unbiased blank slate. Like, that is all that we need to do, pretty much. It's kind of, but it's very hard to do. When I say it's very hard, I mean like it takes a lot of time to carve the unique self and figure out who the hell they are. So, but once you do that, that's it's gonna go crazy. But yeah, that's all I have for today. Any last things before we end the event?
Yeah. Probably one of the last things I'll say. This motivational speaker side of you, I just unearthed it. I just discovered it like probably 2 days ago when I was over at that other call in Notwin server, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
The Jersey Ghosts VC.
Yeah.
I was also there, and I heard you also talk about those things. It was different. It was more personal, more up close compared to when I heard your say data music, your own music on YouTube. It's always different, like you said, from between YouTube and Discord. The experiences we have when we interact with these creators, it's always different. Discord especially allows us to bring each other closer together, to reflect, to talk about these things, lift each other up. It's a win-win for everybody.
100%. Agree with that. But yeah, I think I'll end here. I'll end the stream here. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll be back next week on Unbrkble University. I'm gonna work on making everything better, aesthetic wise, and every way we can do. I'll see y'all soon.
It was great to see you, man.